some of the filters we have set up for Lundahl transformers. So Lundahl are a transformer maker from Sweden, and for the past 9 months we've been selling their product, and it's going incredibly well. It's kind of a bit complicated when it comes to certain types of transformers. I'm going to go through some of the simpler ones first. So Lundahl chokes. So here we go. Look at Lundahl chokes. And you'll see there's a filter here. So with regard to chokes, the two kind of parameters you need to know are what inductance you need, usually in henries, and also the current rating. So we have set up on the filter page the inductance listing here, so it's got all the different types here, and obviously the current rating, and then what type of choke it is. So you've got grid chokes, anode chokes, high voltage PSU chokes, which is the normal one. So if you're doing a power supply for a valve amp, you'll have a choke there. So you'll see a whole list here. So say like 10 Henry is kind of a standard one that you go for. Click 10 and the filter will just immediately give you all kind of transformers that give you 10 Henry. So some of the chokes have, depending on how you wind them, various options. So like for this one, the LL1638, you've got several options. So there's a 10 Henry, 150 milliamp. Also, for certain types, you have a choice of different core material. So silicon iron is the standard, but then you'll pay a bit more for the amorphous core there. So you make your selection on those. So you can see there's quite a few options for a 10 Henry. So if it's a 300B, single-ended, 10 Henry, 150 milliamp is about right. So that's how that one works, pretty straightforward. We have got listings of winding resistance, but generally that's not something somebody would kind of look out for. So let's go back. Mains transformers, again, pretty straightforward. If you click on, there's no filters on this because there's only a handful. And these transformers are their set stock, which have, you have to go into the actual product and then click here to find out what the windings are. So this one, 1648, has several types of winding to K-4, heater, voltage, etc. And then that one here would be the HT. So recently found out that if you wanted a specific transformer made to your own spec, we can't really do that because Lundahl specify an order of 20, so we wouldn't really order 20 transformers for a bespoke design. So unfortunately you're kind of restricted to the ones here. So if you are looking for a mains transformer, just go through all the list and see if there's any one that you could use. Okay, so that's a mains transformer. Oops, let's go back. Lundahl transformers. Then you've got the isolation transformers. Here there's 3 different types, and it tells you the rating as you go through. All the Lundahl transformers have a data sheet, so it tells you the dimensions and the winding. It all looks a bit complicated, but if you take some time you can figure out how it works. We can also always help. So let's go back to Lundahl transformers. Moving coil, there's no filter for that, but if you go by now, oops, there, it tells you all the different step ups, so 1 to 8, they're all listed there, so you can figure out which one you want to go for. So where it says AG, that basically means the winding is silver wire. The rest are copper, so that's why that one's super pricey, whereas the other one, so like this one is the most popular one, 1 to 8, 1 to 16, 1 to 32. Again, it provides you all the data for for wiring them up, lots of pins and different options for different impedances, etc. So that's all good. And then let's go for the trickier ones. So Lundahl output transformers. If I go into the shop, it's easier. Bear with, go into the shop. So with this one, we do have a filter list here. So when it comes to an output transformer, the constructor's going to know what type of transformer he wants. So you've got push-pull, these are all valve output transformers, push-pull and single-ended. So you can select your topology for the circuit, push-pull, and then you've got a handful there. And then next thing you kind of want to know, like the primary impedance here. I mean, 10K is a popular one, like a pento valve. So you've got two options there. So it's pretty straightforward. So the thing about the Lundahl output transformers, if you look, so let's look at a big picture of one. So here, you can see that the core material is here. So that is not a complete squashed circle. They're two halves, and then between the two halves, there's an air gap. So with a push-pull, there won't be any air gap. But for a single-ended one, there will be. So when you come to choose which one you want, you have to decide what current rating. So depending on the kind of the current of the actual circuit, for example, 40 milliamp will be a lower output valve. You want to go for the one that's closest to your circuit. So let's go back into the filters. Say you wanted a 300B output transformer, so single-ended. So for a 300B, you want a 3K primary filter there, and then you've got options there for those. And then if you go in even further, it will tell you more of a description. So this one can be used for three different types, 60, 90. So you probably want a 90 for a 300B. Actually, no, 60 would be fine. So you click 60, and then again, you've got a choice of core material. Amorphous core is a better material, and then you're away. You can order those. Let's go back. There are other options you can have. So with regard to push-pull, some designs have ultralinear. So that's where you have the transformer is wound to the screen grid. So these are all the different ones. This one is used in a TU8888 that Eddie kit. So that's a big old crackerjacker output transformer. That has a 50% ultralinear tap. It just makes it a bit more efficient and cleaner sounding. So let's go back, and then you have different ones have negative feedback tap and the cathode feedback tap. So these are designs that are specifically for a circuit that they have made for somebody, and then they've listed them. So they're kind of useful to have. We also list what kind of valve it is, but this isn't, there's so many different options. It's not a fully fledged list, but it can help. I mean, you can reach out to us if you say, I want an output transformer for this design, blah, 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 and we can kind of push you in the right direction. Again, say with that one, I'll just show you. You have to go into this, to the actual shop, and then for more information, click here, and then you've got more information, and it's got a data sheet. As I said, everything comes with a data sheet, and it tells you how to wind it. Here you go, this is how you do it. There. And then transformers. So the other one that has a filter is this section, which is the Interstage headphone and line output transformers. So you choose which one you want, and then it's all turns ratio, bada bing. So you got different options, push pull, and you got single ended, and then you've got a nanocrystalline core material, which is even better than the amorphous core. So there's an option on there to go for that. Also with these transformers, you can choose what kind of wiring you want. This one, obviously silver is premium, big increase in price there. And then a Faraday shield, which is, if if you look at this picture here, you see that copper wrap there, so that adds a bit of screening to the circuit. So there you go, but that's how the transformers work with Lundahl. If you need any help, feel free to email us.
Just before I sign off, I want to say a big thank you for watching our videos. Like and subscribe, and follow us on all the social network platforms. See you later.